I did not forget to bring my apple juice to the table. So, sparkling inside. Everyone can hear me all right? No? All right. I'll speak louder. So, how about a round of applause for the bride and groom? Come on, this isn't a luncheon. Let's go a little louder for them. All right, so I'll probably introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Rehman. I'm the little brother of he asked me to be his best man because he finally realized that I am the best man. So there's that. Took you long. I can tell you about the first time I met him, but I don't remember. Just kind of always there, in the way. Yeah, he was there. So thank you all for coming today. I know a lot of you guys came from far away. Some of you from San Diego, some from back east, some people from farther, maybe a little bit farther away, to this island of Coronado. This island in the Pacific. I might have picked a different island, personally, myself, just recent circumstances, but thank you for coming no matter how far you came. It's good meeting all of you. I'm sure I'll eventually make it to Fall Potatoes. I'd like to thank the beautiful bridesmaids for everything today. Our words for that. Woo! I'd like to thank Mom and Dad.
Yes!
And of course, our friends. Congrats. I'm sure we'll get together over the years and compare notes on these two and, create some stories. Give me a yogurt. Stuff she's doing. But seriously, folks, thanks for that. I really appreciate it. Because Mary, I just took your whole wallet and you're still having a good time. This venue, amazing, but something more amazing, really something that took my breath away, something you call stunning, one of a kind, and I mean that cake is just, it's gorgeous. Those right angles, I couldn't do that. I don't know if we have any architects or engineers in here, but cool. But seriously, Zahar, you look perfect.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Yes!
Wonderful. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed anything about the ceremony earlier when Zahar walked down the aisle. She didn't have her veil. She was already unveiled. She really wanted to see what she was getting herself into. I noticed that. I didn't mention it because Uncle John had a hot mic, so there is that. Just so you know, we're from Vegas, so I'm sure everyone knows that. This is the early show. We usually have a 10 o'clock show. So this is going to be a tame PC speech where I won't talk about the rash of '92. I'm not talking about it. It was a hot summer. But we got through it. We were talking about temperatures like 115. I mean, your kids, things can happen. I'm not even kidding. Maybe a little later we talk about a high school story. I'm not going to talk about it now. My favorite one being the one about the monkey and the fishing line. I mean, it got a little weird, but it's all right. I'm not going to talk about any college stories, because I wasn't there. But there's some guys here that, if you just raise your hand, and everyone, there you go, they're all over there. I'm sure they could fill you in on a couple stories, but I won't do it. I might fill you in on a couple of post-college years, because I was there for that. And I'm definitely not bringing up the story about the ointment. That was rough. That's something we definitely had to have a blood brother for. It got real. So he asked me to be his best man, and of course I was going to be his best man. And even if he hadn't asked me to be his best man, I'm pretty much bigger than anyone of his friends, and he fought my way to the top. Just no question about it. But we're here to celebrate this awesome occasion. I'm supposed to tell you all, and especially you, maybe a little bit more about him that you might not have already known, but we already know a lot about him. So I'll just fill you in on a little bit more, I guess. He gave me a couple of things to put into this speech, and I was like, nah, I'm going to do a better job, so I just threw it out. Sorry. all these points like, oh, so well accomplished, does this, does that, and so I guess this is the advice part of the speech, and it's as much as it is advice into something I've never run into, which I guess we're still kind of in the same boat because you're only a couple hours in. Thanks for that. It's really advice that I've gleaned over the years that Jaleel has impressed upon me. And a big concept that you guys are going to explore and hopefully potentially master in the future is communication in marriage. But there's a certain nuance to that that Jaleel is really, really good at, and that's choosing the words. The words that he chooses in our relationship, me and him, but how it's going to relate to everyone in the room, especially you guys. And those are the words of encouragement. It takes 3 seconds to say something discouraging, and it can resonate for the rest of your lives together. But those words of encouragement that you're going to have to do over and over again to make this thing work, those are going to be harder. Those are going to be something you're going to have to dig to find, but they're there, and you're going to have to do it from time to time, even if it is a little bit more on the difficult side to do. Jaleel is really good at finding those words of encouragement, especially with me over the years. But as much as you can have those words of encouragement, you have to have a balance, a real view of things. And he's got a real awesome view, and that was interesting. Everyone saw that. I didn't have anything in my speech about that, so okay. A real reason and balance to the words he's chosen, even though he may be encouraging me at the time, but really bringing me to a point of balance. And those are the words you're going to have to use while you're communicating. Just something. Another thing that, this is real this. Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm light on fire. Something that is probably the most impressive thing about him, and I can give you all the stories in the world because I'm his brother and I've seen everything, done everything, but it's just something about him. And it's something about him that's in this room right now. And it's the relationships he's had with people over the years. He's always surrounded himself with people that are awesome, good, funny, just great, positive people. And those people in this room today, there's family, there's friends from college, there's friends from high school, there's friends from way back in the day. And I've always seen that growing up. And I've always seen these certain friends when we're growing up, and I'm like, oh man, these guys are cool. I want my friends like those. Or you get older and you have this type of friend and that, and he goes to med school and meets more awesome people. He goes to residency, more awesome people. And the concept I'm getting at is, at any point in time in your life, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. And at any point in time, if you're around lousy people, you're probably going to be a lousy person. But if you're around great people, like he has always been, you're going to be a great person. And that's something that I've picked up and wanted in my life. And tried to surround myself with good people, people that I want, that he could look back on me and be like, oh wow, he's making similar choices that I made. So that's something that he's impressed upon me. And they're all in this room right now. You're all here because he made those choices. So did she. Not to count you out. And that's why we're all here right now, because you've all been in that point in stage in his life and he's brought you here today. But to really bring it home to me is when he made a choice recently to pick one of those people. Big choice. And that was to spend with you. Out of all of his people, he picked to spend with you. That's very big. It's very big. So looking back on this, the pride I get with the choices he's made, though I haven't done anything, how it makes me feel to replicate or kind of reproduce maybe some of the things that he's done in his life that I put in my life in a positive way. It makes me really proud. And it makes me want someone to look up to me like I look up to him. And if I have kids one day, I want them to look up to me like I look up to him. That's how we make me feel. That's the man in mirror. Ladies and gentlemen, Project Group.
All right, can I hear it one more time for those wonderful toasts?